y'all. Shop up at NTN and Trap News Network. We back the same. Like, cracking the same, man. Make sure I like, comment, subscribe for more of the good content that we got going on here at TNN Trap News Network. Good news you can use. Good knowledge, Tito. You ain't finna get nobody's college, Tito. Big dog, tap in with that tap in to make sure you're in fact tapped in with that good tap in. You feel me, man? Make sure y'all like, comment, subscribe. Everything we got going on here at TNN Trap News Network. It's that news you can use. That knowledge you ain't finna get nobody's college. Make sure you drop a comment because the best comment between now and 25,000 subscribers will get a $100 cash app. The best comment between now 25,000 subscribers will get a $100 cash app. Man at the Garden freestyle. Please don't touch my got a body on it. Fairy tales, one forgetting, boogeyman, all out now. Get into that if you ain't got into that. And I need y'all to drop a comment because the best comment is giving away some chili, man. So make sure you get into that if you ain't got into that because this chili is real. RichTrapHouse.com, that's the merch store. Get into that if you ain't got into that. RichTrapHouse.com is the merch store. Get into that if you ain't got into that. We finna slide over to my man Hoodie from the Hood. Big shout out to Hoodie from the Hood. If you ain't tapped into Hoodie from the Hood, that's your friend from that big O N. Hoodie from the Hood, San Diego tapping in. And he's giving some conversations on Compton TG, man. Let's see what Hoodie got to go.
Happening YouTube, it is I, your boy, Hoodie from the Hood. Look, we're going to skip the long intro and all that. We're going to get straight to it. I did a video about this a few days ago. Compton TG and Calipat getting into an altercation. Since then, he's came out and he said his side of the story, which if you got any common sense, you know it don't sound right. It don't sound right. And I'm going to get into all of that. For one, he said he was in a building with majority neighborhoods. I found out, I think that was one building. I think the other building, it was a lot more Compton and Watts. Then another building was like the gangster building. And then they had like a Damu building. And then they had like anybody was in that building. The 5 buildings that's on that yard. And that just goes to show you how segregated the blacks are, even on a level 4, even in prison. Like, not to say they're not going to ride with each other, but just having buildings where it's majority of one faction as opposed to the others. Other races don't do that, but that's a whole nother story. We'll get to that probably in the next video when I talk about what I'm going to talk about. He was in a building with majority neighborhoods. So for you to be on the tier dissing, I don't know who he was talking to, but for you to be on the tier dissing and using that word, knowing you in a building full of neighborhoods, that should let you know right there, you on goofball time. I heard he be off.
Yeah, that don't make no sense. Like, why would you be in a dorm full of a specific faction and then diss that faction?
Of spice and all kind of other stuff, and that would make sense that you would be in a building full of neighborhoods and think you about to use that word and it's cool. You gotta be on something. It's just common sense. Like, ain't no sober thinking man in his right mind gonna get on the tier and do that. I spoke to one of the homies who had been in Calipat for a few years. He's no longer in that prison. He's somewhere else. But he was there, and he still got connections there. And he even knew his celly from Front Hood, the Capone dude. He said they on the bottom tier. He even said what cell he was in when he left. I can't remember that part, but so you in this building, you popping it on the tier. They come and holler at you. He basically said what was, put out there. He wasn't trying to go up. Then you say somebody fire on you from behind and they take off running. Why would somebody fire on you and take off running when you're in their building? They're the majority. He didn't say it himself. It was all neighborhoods in that building. So why would somebody...
Make no sense. Why would somebody take off running? They would just whoop on you and stay. It don't make sense for fire and run.
Need to take off running from you after he dope fiend you. Does that make sense?
Nah.
We outnumber you, and I'm going to fire on you and take off running. Bro, we about to pack you out, nigga. This our building. This what I'm saying. Y'all got to think when you hear people talk. So that whole little situation with his celly, I don't know if that happened or not. But he did get packed out by the homies. Then he goes over to B Yard. And remember, J Hood said they gonna get on him. They got on him. Now, I haven't seen anything. I've been on the phone for like the past 2 hours talking about this situation as well as other situations. And it's a Damu homie that I'm real close with that's in Calipat from Dago. And he said that the Compton and Watts got on him on that yard. Remember, J Hood said they gon' get on him. They just got on him. You smoking spice, you doing weird shit, they got on him. This is what I was told by someone who had been in Calipat for years and got connections over there and still talks to people, and somebody who's still there, who's on that yard where it just happened. Like I said, I seen people, somebody in my comments was like, what was he supposed to do? He outnumbered. How about not this? How about that?
Yeah, don't be disrespectful.
You in a building where these niggas is deep and you popping it on a tier for whatever reason, and then when they try to bring it to you is, oh, he outnumbered. Bro, you brought that upon yourself. You got to stand tall now. All these excuses is coming from busters who think like busters. So you're going to sit up there and try to make excuses for that type of activity. Cuz shouldn't have been dissing if he was going to turn around and be like, oh, I'm outnumbered. All my homies is in another building. And like I said, ain't nobody finna fire on you and take off running.
But then if you know that you ain't got the numbers, again, why are you being disrespectful? Why are you dissing? Why are you putting yourself in a situation to be a victim?
It's you and your celly, or you by yourself. And you saying the whole building as far as the blacks, however many blacks is in that building is all neighborhoods, and he felt the need to take off running after he dope fiends you? Come on, bro. Come on, man. Niggas gotta stop lying, bro. But that's what I heard. I heard they got on him. His own car this time got on him. Yeah, as far as him saying that he told the police he gonna stay here and went back into the homie was like, that's cap. That's cap. If the Johnny saw what happened, they moving you regardless of what you talking about. Unless you sign a marriage chrono with somebody else, or you know what I mean? Which it sounds like none of that didn't happen. So that's how he ended up getting to the other yard. All that with him and his celly, and that didn't happen. The neighborhoods got on you, got over to that yard, and they saying your homies got on you because you smoking spice and doing whatever else you doing, and you dropped the kite. That right there, the kite part is the career ender. That's where it's like, all right, you drop the kite and ask, can you just roll it up instead of squabbling, bro? You're gonna be done everywhere after that. But, you know,
because it ain't about the win, it ain't about the loss. Just take your fade, bro.
Ain't no telling, man. Ain't no telling what's gonna happen. You go to another prison. You might get a clean slate, a fresh start. We do things a little differently than other places because we don't, not other places, other races. Because we don't operate under one, depending on what you did, you could get a clean slate, you could not. He may or may not get a clean slate. They might just be like, people might tap in and be like, hey man, get him off the yard. It is what it is. We'll see. But I just had to update y'all on that. Like I said, I haven't seen no other channels. I don't know if they spoke on him getting his issue again, but I'm bringing that to y'all by somebody who was on that yard, who's on that yard right now. One of the homies was on a yard. He's no longer there, but still talk to people. And he brought it up to me. He like, hey, you know about that Compton TG situation? You hearing about them? I'm like, yeah, bro, I already made a video about it. He like, well, what you heard? I told him, and then he told me. So he was on that yard where that occurred. And then he hollered at the Damu homie from out the city who is on the yard where he's at now. Or was. He might be in the hole now. But yeah, that's my video, man. And keep tapping in with them exclusives. Y'all let me know what y'all think in the comments. I'm out.
Big shout out to Hoodie from the Hood, man. If y'all ain't like, comment, subscribe to his page. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe to his page. Stay out of jail, kids. Free Avenue Angel till he's free. We got